Hey guys, Kakarot197 again. This time with a review of the 1/44 scale high-grade Universal Century Byarlant Custom from the Unicorn OVA series. When it comes to the awesomeness of the Byarlant Custom, it already begins with the color scheme. As opposed to some other Federation mobile suits, the Byarlant Custom has a much more subdued one, consisting mainly of gray and blue. However, there are some highlights here and there to keep it from getting too monotone. Personally, the most surprising of these highlights were the green hoses. At first, I wasn't too crazy about them, but after having built the Byarlant, the green does kind of blend in. I mean, when you look at a lot of the Federation mobile suits, they do have clear green visors, like the Byarlant Custom also has. And let me tell you, that clear green visor is just as amazing as always. And those green hoses, they blend in nicely. Other highlights, we of course get the usual yellow and even kind of a V-fin. Then the last highlight color that we're getting is a very nice dark red. However, some of it is plastic, some of it stickers. Namely, for the stickers, we get this one right there, which can be annoying to apply. That there is a sticker on this side, other side, and of course on the other arm as well. Then here we get a combination. Part of it, this is plastic, the other part is a sticker. Then when we turn it around, this big red thing, that is a part. Inside there, that's also a part. And when we get back to the front, the crotch there is a part. The black thing is a sticker. And finally, it's the other way around. The red piece on the inside, that is a red part. This time, it's the gray on the outside that's a sticker. Other than the normal stickers, we also get a sheet of clear marking stickers. And not only do we get Earth Federation stickers, we also get Titan stickers, which in my opinion is a really cool touch because of course the Titans were the operators of the original Byarlant. So just in case you'd also want your Byarlant Custom to be part of the Titans, you can do that. Other than that, you can also assign your Byarlant Custom to Torrington Base, as it was in the anime. And finally, we also get his name twice, one of which I already used. So despite some annoying stickers, the Byarlant Custom still looks absolutely phenomenal and is pretty much completely color accurate with those stickers. On to articulation, and despite being such a massive beast, it's still got quite some articulation going for it. The head goes nicely up for, once again, being such a bulky head. Goes down, rotates around about that far, then backwards and forwards. The arms will rotate around about that far because, of course, things do get in the way due to the design of this machine. We've got those giant thrusters on the inside there. The arms go up nicely like that. This flap for the thrusters will also go up and down. This part here will rotate around all the way, go up nicely like that. This thruster will also go up, rotate around, and it's on a ball joint, so it will also wiggle around. Then this right here will also as I was saying, the arm rotates around all the way, then moves forwards about 90 degrees, backwards not quite as much. And the elbow is on a single joint. However, we do get slightly more than 90 degrees. And the cool thing is that the claw can actually move independently from the beam gun. Now, the beam gun itself is on a ball joint. However, it is plastic rubbing against plastic, so it does have a tendency to become loose over time. And it can happen pretty quickly if you're not too careful with that beam gun. Then the claw, we have the bottom and the top that can move. So we get some really nice claw action right there. Then the waist is on a single ball joint, but it gives a very nice range of movement, rotates around all the way if you're careful with those flaps on the side. There we go. Something else I have to be a bit careful with, the legs. You go out about that far until they hit the side skirts, forwards that far until they hit the top skirts, which isn't something I've had to say up until now, backwards, very nicely all the way like that. So for such a bulky machine, it does have some pretty good movement. The knees bend on 2 joints, and they really go about as far as you could expect with this kind of design. Also cool that we do have some separation on the knee. This flap for the thruster does not move. Pull that backwards. Then the feet go forwards on 2 joints, backwards also on 2 joints. We have the toe joint for some slightly more intricate posings. Side to side on the ball joint, we'll rotate around about that far because of course this entire thing is getting in the way. And finally, these things also go up and down. Onto the backpack. Now these flaps will rotate around all the way and go in and out on a hinge. Pretty much the same thing with these giant booster pods. Will rotate around all the way and then flop up and down on a hinge. And finally we have these thruster flaps which will go in and out depending on how you want them. Overall, the articulation of the Byarlant is just pure fun. So many things are moving on this thing. Little bits, the thrusters, everything moves exactly the way you'd want it to move. Sure, some little things here and there could have been better, but in general, it's awesome. There's only one thing I can say about the articulation, and that is that the feet could have been slightly stronger. You might have seen it during this review already that the Byarlant had a tendency to topple backwards because, well, let's be honest, we've got a lot of stuff going on at the top of the body, so it's a lot for the feet to support. So my suggestion is buying a stand for this at the time that you're buying this. Let's immediately get to the accessories because when you look at the bottom of this thing, it's going to be pretty difficult to connect it, which is why the most important accessory you get with this thing is an action base converter. Works on both action base number 1 and number 2. And which base could be more suited for the most badass, nameless, faceless pilot of the Earth Federation than the Earth Federation action base? At least nameless and faceless in the OVA. And we're already down to the final accessory that we're getting. 2 very nice, clear, light pink beam sabers. And these are master grade beam sabers because the Byarlant Custom is just that badass. Sure, is the only accessory that we're getting, except for the action base connector, but it's all that the Byarlant needs for slicing and dicing Xeon remnants. And the Byarlant's awesomeness just went through the roof. As always, the inevitable question is, do you want to buy this? Yeah. Now, for 2,600 yen, some of you might be turned off by the lack of accessories, in the same way that the Titans were turned off of the original Byarlant. Now, just as the Titans, it's not really the case here, because even though the Byarlant might be lacking in accessories, it more than makes up for it in every other way. For starters, the aesthetics on this thing are really amazing. It's something that pleases both Federation and Xeon fans in my opinion, and just the overall bulk of this thing really helps to make it look extremely badass. And then the weapons that are on this thing, you've got the articulation that really helps with everything this thing has got going on. It really complements like all the boosters, the thrusters that are on this thing, and overall it just comes together really well. So in the end, the Byarlant Custom simply doesn't need any accessories to be extremely badass, as was perfectly shown in the series. This thing truly is perfect at its job, getting rid of any remaining Neo Xeons. So the real question here is, when are you going to buy this thing? However, keep in mind, 2,600 yen does put it towards the higher end of the spectrum when it comes to high grades, meaning that if you really want accessories, there are better deals out there. Like, for example, the Doven Wolf. But to be honest, well, to be fair to the Byarlant Custom, the Doven Wolf is single-handedly one of the best deals out there, with so many accessories for such a low price. It's really not fair to compare anything to the Doven Wolf, because that thing, is probably one of the best bangs for your buck that you can get in any Gunpla kit. On to size comparisons. First of all, here it's next to the Marasai and the Dovin Wolf. 2 units used by Neo Zeon, and the sleeves, which this guy is definitely going to be hunting. Now put next to the Marasai, which was originally a Titan's mobile suit, we really see the bulk of the Byarlant custom. Now put next to the Byarlant, it's slightly less impressive, but still the horizontal bulk of the Byarlant is pretty unparalleled. And to really show off how bulky the Byarlant custom is, here it is next to the Master Grade Jim Kai and the Master Grade Jim Sniper 2. You can see that even though the Byarlant isn't as big as them, it's not that much smaller either. And once again, in horizontal bulk, it's significantly bulkier. And finally, here it is next to the standard size Jim Custom and the always bulky Zaku 3. Even though the Zaku 3 isn't really having the best of days. Not only is the Byarlant Custom significantly bulkier than the Zaku 3, it's also probably going to be hunting its ass really soon. And well, that's all for this video, and see you all next time.